why you're not reaching your goals. You want more money, but it's just not happening. You want to grow your business, but you feel stuck. You have big dreams, but they seem out of reach. Something's holding you back, but you're not sure what it is. The hidden blockage, your subconscious mind. Your mind wants success, but your subconscious mind might be saying no. So I am Michael. I'm sharing some of the notes that I just took looking into this myself. And I just wanted to share this with you, helping you as much as possible to understand if you're one of those, as I have been and still can be, and my clients has experienced the same thing. We set up ourselves for success, but seems like it's not working out, and results are that it's not working out. So I'm sharing this in this presentation. Your mind, your conscious mind wants success, but your subconscious mind might be saying no. We're going to look into this. We're also going to look into childhood beliefs can still control your actions today. Most people will not or cannot or are not recognizing how much it means that there are limiting beliefs inside of us, childhood beliefs that's controlling how our reality is perceived today. We're going to speak about the reticular activating system, the RAS, how this is filtering information based on your beliefs. And limiting beliefs might be sabotaging your success. So this is kind of the introduction to the power of the subconscious mind. First of all, the subconscious mind and the subconscious mind. What is the conscious and the subconscious mind? Well, the subconscious mind is said that 90 or even 95% of what's going on inside in you is subconscious. So when you think about something, when you're conscious about something, it's only 5 or 10%. So everything is on autopilot. Most people know about this, but most people are not thinking too much about this. So if I ask you what is 2.2 plus 2, you'll say 4 without thinking about it because you trained yourself to this in school. If I say, how do you say, maybe you don't speak English. I'm not English as my first language. So if I say in my language, how do you say, jeg elsker dig in English? I'll say, I love you without thinking about it because that's the translation. And I've trained myself for so many years to learn these things. If we're sitting together and if I just go like this and I kind of throw this pen for you, you will take your arms up and you will catch it because you trained this again and again and again. It's in your subconscious. It's on autopilot. It's how it is. It's why you're breathing. It's why your cells are generating themselves all the time. It's why when you smell something nice, you know that it reminds you of something very good. When you sit down and going to eat, you have like a pattern around that, a habit around that. You don't think about it. It's in your subconscious mind. It's on autopilot. And also the influence on behavior and decision making. It is very important to understand that most of the decisions we are making, you and I and everybody are making in a daily life is subconscious. It is coming from the programming. It's coming from how we are programmed, what's in our files. And we're going to speak about that. We're also going to speak about the connection between goals, the connection to goals and success. Because as I started with, maybe you're like me, maybe you want to grow your business, you want to grow your bank account, you want to grow your investments, you want to grow your success, you want to put on more muscles, lean muscles, you want to stay healthy as you grow older, you want to grow your relationship to your kids, to your partner if you have one. You have goals like me, you want to grow, But if we are not aware of how this is working out in our life, what happens to most people are, even though we try, we'll end up at the same place where we started. And worse than that, we're going to kick ourselves in the behind or take a stick and slam ourselves with that stick and I said, I told you so. Maybe you know what I'm speaking about. So the subconscious mind, let's go back, is 90 or 95% of what's going on in your reality. Then we got this RAS system, a reticular activating system. Many people have heard about this. When I speak about manifesting, many people have heard about this system because it's used and it's been speaking about from many law of attraction practice or teachers. It's like this old saying, if you think about yellow cars, you'll see yellow cars all over the place. And I even had a friend of mine who bought a Porsche a couple of years ago. And after buying the Porsche, he came and told me everybody's driving a Porsche now. In his reality, his RAS system began seeing, okay, Porsche is great. And I have a Porsche. Now I see Porsches all over the thing, all over the place. Now, the thing is, it's located in the brain stem, this system. The thing is also that it filters sensory information. It prioritizes information aligned with goals, and it's acting as a gatekeeper for your attention. We know that what comes in through our eyes is only a little bit of what's out there. We know that what comes in through our ears is only a little bit of what's out there. There's so much data out there, the external world, that if we could take in all the data through our eyes and ears, our brain will just burn out, couldn't handle it. So the system in our eyes is that it takes in some of the data, and this system in our brain helps picking up the data that is aligned with your goals or your subconscious deep-rooted beliefs. So it acts as a gatekeeper for your attention. So if you have a lot of things on your table and you're thirsty, you don't have to think too much for your hand to grab some water and drink some water. Your system knows you need the water. You will quickly pick up the water. There's a lot of things on your table. There was also a lighter, but your system knows I can't drink water from this lighter. I will not stop the thirst. I need water, and your system knows what the water is. Same thing with food on the table. You're hungry, you need food, you find the food without thinking too much about it. Think about it if you have to go through 50 things on the table. Okay, there's a lighter. Can I get water out of that? No. Okay, there's a book. Can I get water out of it? No. Okay, there's this one. Can I get water? No. Okay, I got my block to write things on. Can I get water? No. And think about it, if you have to go through all of these things, it will be exhausting. So the system inside of you is just knowing what it wants. You want water, and it finds water for you very, very quickly. What's not needed, it will not look too much at it. So, and one thing with this is the less thing that you have on your table, it makes it easier for your system. So if there was only a computer right now watching this and you had a glass of water, your system wouldn't have to spend data or use energy to find the water. It's just like that. If you put it with your right hand, it's getting even more easier if you use the right hand. So this is important because when you say to yourself, okay, my goal is to I want to manifest 100,000 US dollars within the next 3 months. You say that to yourself. If this gatekeeper is aligned with the goal and takes in that goal, it will find the money for you. The problem for most people is that the subconscious mind and the subconscious beliefs are very powerful, very powerful. So again, if the conscious mind is 5 or 10% and the rest is subconscious, if in my conscious mind, you probably tried this 1 or 2 times in your life. I have put in here, okay, I want to make 100,000 US dollars before 3 months from now. But inside of you, there are some beliefs formed in childhood around money. Could be that money is the root of all evil. Could be that rich people are not happy. Could be that it takes hard work to make money. Things like that. Deep-rooted beliefs in the subconscious. It's not like they're visible. It's not like there's a big board just blinking and said, money is the root of all evil. But it's inside there. It's powerful. It might be even up to the 90 or 95%. So even though you say and decide, I want to create 100,000, if there's something very powerful inside of you, formed in your childhood, that money is the root of all evil, it's going to be very difficult to manifest those 100,000. Or at least if you manifest them, they will probably get out of your sight very, very fast. And examples of these limiting beliefs could be some of those I said now. It could also be I don't deserve success. One of the things that I learned from my childhood was that my mother always told me that rich people are not happy people. And when I began to look into my limiting beliefs, I began to understand, okay, I want to be happy more than anything else. Okay, then I cannot be rich. And I ended up in $1.5 million US debt. Maybe something inside of me said, okay, the more money that you don't have, the more happy you will be. That was not the case. There could be something inside of me telling me that. But I had a deep-rooted belief around those things. And the thing is that these beliefs, they operate on autopilot, often unnoticed. We're not aware of them. Like I said, it's not like there's a big board. You don't walk around with a sign saying, okay, be aware because here's a limiting belief. It's not like that. That would make it a little bit more easy, right? And again, these beliefs are formed in childhood. Research, science, data today tells us that in our early ages, we form most of these beliefs. What we hear, experience we're having, things we see. And we also know that even when we are in our mother's womb, we still take in things. We take in through our senses. We have sensory inputs. And also our nerve system is taking in things. So more and more, I am becoming aware of myself that when we are in the womb of our mother has probably been stressed. Maybe you have kids. Maybe you saw your wife. Maybe you can remember some of these things. Been stressed about money, been stressed about health, been stressed about whatever, giving birth, being stressed about am I a good mother? Can all of this work out? And also the stress around mother and father might be very, very stressful too. And then in there is this small baby just taking in all of these things, not conscious around anything at all, but takes in all of these things in the nerve system. And maybe at a point in our life, we also know and we also know that two siblings, maybe even growing up together, born at the same time, can observe or be part of the exact same experience, but they'll create a different story around that, which becomes the limiting belief or the serving belief. So it could be, for instance, this is just an example. A mother is speaking to two siblings, same age, same environment, at the same time. Let's say one of the sibling is not feeling so good. Maybe they have a flu, maybe they're a little sad at the time they're listening, taking in what the mother says, and they create a story around that thing that mother is saying. That story could be, I don't deserve love. Could be. And at the same time, we have the other sibling, maybe in a happy mood at the time, maybe feeling a little bit stronger, listening to the exact same thing. And that sibling is taking in, I am loving human being. Created a story around that. Those could be something very small like this, but it formed inside and it put in there a file, and that file just kept being in there. So maybe you see someone, maybe you know someone who is saying that money comes to me very easily. And you see that money comes to them very easily. And you ask them, how come that you all the time, it's just like money's coming to you? And they say, well, money could just come to me easily. It's a belief they somehow in their life formed. And it's just like it's showing up like that all the time. Then you can have another person and you ask them, how are you around money? And they say, well, money doesn't really come to me. It's very difficult for me to get money. And you say, how does that show up? Well, it's difficult for me to get money. And when you begin listening to them, you listen to them saying, I don't have enough money. I don't know how I can pay my next bill and all of these things. That's what's showing up in their life, right? And you can even take these two people and walk them down the street. The one with a limiting belief might get a parking ticket, might get a call, might get an email saying that they have to pay some money or something like that. And then they look at the other person and saying, you see, this is what happens to me all the time. I just have to pay money. I don't have enough money. And the same person, the person walking just beside them might have the opposite experience and say, wow, I'm lucky again. I just got an email that $5,000 is showing up in my bank account, or I just won a lottery ticket, or watch over there. What's that? There's money lying there on the grass. Those two people, different beliefs, they walk in the same reality, but their reality shows up different. Again, the third thing here, operate on autopilot. Often we don't notice these things. When I speak, it might be easier to understand that, okay, how I can notice these things in my reality is actually seeing what's going on in my reality. So the battle, the RAA system versus the subconscious beliefs. So the RAS aligns with conscious goals. Subconscious beliefs are more deeply ingrained. When in conflict, the subconscious belief often wins. And here is actually the reason why many people, they set a goal, but they won't achieve it. Set a goal with the conscious thing. I'm in a happy moment. I'm feeling good. I read something, I looked at a presentation or something like that, and I put down, okay, I'm manifesting 100,000 US dollars in the next 3 months. But a very deep subconscious belief, deeply ingrained, is saying money is the root of all evil. I don't deserve money. I don't deserve success. So there's a conflict. And the inner program, I don't deserve success. I don't deserve money. Money is the rule of all evil. The inner program often wins. So how do we reprogram these limiting beliefs? Here are some. It's not all, it's some. And I spoke about, and I will keep speaking about these things in my videos. This time I just looked into this. I wanted to understand a little bit more about these things, and I'm just sharing with you what I'm learning here, and I hopefully it's going to help you too. So first of all, if you set a goal, if there's something that you know you really want, but it seems like you are not achieving it, and you experience this again and again and again, I invite you to put that in the comments. Feel free, whatever it is, put it in comments, just that you begin to being aware of this, but not from a victim mindset, more from a now I'm trying to and beginning to objectively looking at this. So first of all, here is beginning to become aware of what's going on inside, recognizing the limiting beliefs. And that can be the thinking, it can be the feelings, and just becoming aware of what's going on inside. Can be a story that's running. It's very difficult for most people because so much is on autopilot. But I also know that a lot of people are getting more and more aware, really becoming aware. What am I thinking right now? What am I feeling right now? What story am I telling right now, out loud or myself? This is the inside work. And a good thing is to grab a pen, some paper, or a journal. This beginning to be aware of what's going on inside around your goal. So if the goal is 100,000 US dollars, manifesting 100,000 US dollars, okay. If you keep thinking that it will never happen, write that. And you begin to recognize there's a limiting belief. Begin to ask yourself, why is this not happening? Why is it that I keep thinking it's not happening? And go more and more down to the root of this. Next part here is affirmations and visualization. Again, this is more in the conscious mind. So this is maybe the 5 or 10%. But by keep doing these things, it's a help to make those 5 or 10% bigger and bigger and bigger. There's a lot of research, there's a lot of science and data showing today that when we visualize things, sports people, music players, even people who are in some way handicapped, by visualizing things, we know that we're activating things in our brain. So by visualizing money coming to you, by visualizing you being in a better health, you being strong, you feeling strong. Some people can visualize by seeing images. Some people maybe feel it more. Whatever is strongest for you. By visualizing and keep working with this in the brain, like the brain getting used to money coming to you, the brain getting used to money coming to you, or the brain beginning seeing you in the gym, seeing you eating healthy, seeing you looking in the mirror, and maybe there's less fat and more muscle. And then the affirmation. So instead of inside, we got the limiting belief saying, okay, I don't deserve success. And then we begin to have an affirmation saying, I'm a money magnet, or I deserve success, or I am loving and capable of money. Whatever feels good, whatever affirmation that helps you, and visualizing, keep doing that. So the 5 or 10%, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And also becoming aware of the limiting beliefs. And then the behavioral change. Here is the bridge between what's going on inside and what's happening on the outside. Take actions towards your goals. So if manifestation is the 100,000, when we relax and our subconscious, we begin working with these things, and our subconscious also begin to relax. We see what gets up on the surface. And when our RAS system begins to align with this, because we keep thinking about it, it will begin helping us which action to take. And I speak again and again because something that I really am getting more and more into is taking inspired action, not hustling and grinding, just doing what everybody says, but something inside of you is helping you. So when there's this impulse, when there's this something, whatever it is, something, you know what it is, a hunch, something like go to the left, take that call that person, whatever it is. The thing is, when we take action, so if it's packing up on muscles, the actions might be going down to the gym, okay? Going down to the gym, visualizing ourselves in the gym, visualizing yourself with more muscle, visualizing yourself eating more healthy, and then reaffirm this with new affirmations saying, okay, I'm a loving, I'm capable, I am a strong person, I go to the gym, and because I go to the gym, my muscles react to that, right? So you visualize it and you take the actions too. You go to the gym, first couple of times you feel, oh, it hurts, I'm so tired after. People say it's, oh, I hurt, so I'm so tired. But you can use this in a positive way. So you can begin saying to yourself, okay, I feel my muscles are hurting, which means that my muscles are getting stronger and bigger. I feel more tight, which means that my body is repairing itself. I'm healing myself to getting stronger and bigger. So you find the proof of what's going on, and you say to yourself, okay, I went to the gym today. Give yourself a pat on the back, say, great job, man. I feel, okay, my body's hurting. Instead of that, instead of the victim mode saying, great job, man, your body is hurting. You are growing. You're getting stronger. Your body is healing. Now drink some water. Now get some protein inside and celebrate yourself. All right? Take the action. All right, here comes the last thing here. And this is from my experience, this is the biggest thing. This is the one thing that helps the most. So the other things are helping. Action is the most important thing from my experience, but the self-compassion, and it's two things here. So the first thing is healing past wounds, meaning going back. This is not that easy to do alone, but it's possible by journaling, by really becoming aware of what's going on and going back on your timeline. So, for instance, if it's the money, going back on the timeline, when was the last time that I felt that I didn't deserve money? When was the last time that I felt that I was cheated by money? Write that experience, feel that experience, go longer back on your timeline. And some of the things that I found in my own timeline went back to I was 8 years old. A friend cheated me on some money, and I felt like an idiot because I didn't know how to articulate that. I thought he was cheating me, and I felt so stupid after. So I felt stupid around money. I felt that other people were more smart than me. And that kept playing out on my timeline. So going back on the timeline, finding those incidents, experiences, and then heal those past wounds and becoming what we resist persists. That's how it is. So if we resist those feelings of, for me, it was feeling stupid. For me, it was feeling like a clown, like I was not clever enough to be around money. I resisted that feeling, and that feeling persisted. So finding those past wounds and being with it is more than this presentation, but being with that feeling and have compassion and kindness for yourself. Loving yourself enough to be with those feelings that are difficult to be with, can be very painful to be with, can be very hurting to be with, because those feelings, those wounds are creating so much of the experience. And showing kindness. One of the things that comes again and again and again, and also from the ancient teachers, is loving. Love is all there is. Love is what we should give ourselves all the love that we can. And it can be very difficult. And if a person, I had that too. Some of my deep-rooted wounds was that I don't love myself. I don't deserve love. I don't deserve to be here on earth. Something that I was hiding, not consciously, but it was inside of me. And when I began to open up to all of this and began to show myself kindness, to begin to love myself, to begin to feel myself, to feel that it's okay that I'm hurting, give myself a big hug, loving myself, saying I love you, my friend. Give myself pats on the back when I did something good, not only around money, but also if I did something good to myself, learning to love myself, learning to love yourself. We can heal so much when we begin to show ourselves kindness. And the one thing that I learned from all of this, not the one thing, but one thing I did learn from all of this is that the more kind I began to be to myself, the more love that I began to show to myself. Guess what happened to my relationship to my daughter? You're right. It became better and better. The more that I could be intimate with myself, the more that I could be with myself when I felt things that I didn't want to feel. and I could show kindness to myself and loving to myself, guess what? The more my daughter opened up to me, showing me all the things that she didn't know who to speak with. This is so big. So, self-compassion, healing the past wounds, and showing kindness. This is the big word. This is the biggest work from my experience and from the clients I help with this. The biggest work, because when we do that, this is the root of it all. When we do that, when we begin to look into these wounds and the energy that's stuck in us around these wounds, and we begin to look in it and letting that energy dissolve. I've experienced myself, I've seen the difference in clients when we work with these things. I've seen them change their face. I've seen their energy change in quick moments. And guess what? It becomes so much easier for them to take the action afterwards. And when they take the right action afterwards, when there's not as much resistance anymore, they take the right actions. Guess what? They are affirming their new beliefs. Makes sense. So they see, okay, I am loving and kind. I deserve money. They now, it's easier for them to pick up the phone and speak and ask a client or a customer or for a new job or for more money or whatever it is. It gets easier because there's not this wound inside that is so afraid of getting hurt and ends up getting hurt because that's what this is looking for all the time. So powerful, this. So the role of the RAS in goal achievement, and focus on your goals daily. By focusing on your goals daily, the RAS will help you spot opportunities. And repetition reinforces goal-related behavior. Again, might be, let's say you want to pack on the 5 kilos of muscle and focus on that goal daily. So put it on a vision board, write it down, look at it daily, daily, daily. Keep looking at that and keep feeling, keep visualizing, keep affirming to yourself, okay, I'm now 5 kilo more muscle. By the repetitions and by doing all of the things that we're doing, the actions here also, but the rest will also help you spot the opportunities. So, and I've heard this and I've seen this again and again. Just a quick story here. I was because I worked with my wounds for some years, and then something inside of me turned on, ignited about my own health. And just 1 or 2 days after I felt I need to do something with weights again with my body, just a couple of days after, I met a friend on the street that I haven't seen for years. And he said, you know what, he was coming from the gym, a gym with CrossFit, just like a couple of 100 meters from where I live. I never seen this gym. Haven't seen my friend for years. We spoke with him. He was so excited about the CrossFit gym that I came home and just kept being in my mind. I took action on it. I went for a class. I heard it all over, but I went there again. I signed up. I went there again, and suddenly I was a CrossFitter, getting in shape. My RAS, I believe this was just helping me to create that opportunity. And then doing the work, obviously, I could speak with my friends, but if I hadn't taken the action, it wouldn't have helped anything. I began going to the gym, and my mind began saying, okay, you need to eat different. You need to drink more water. You need to sleep even better. My mind began looking into, okay, how much protein do I need? How much water do I need? It wasn't something that I forced myself to. It just showed up, and I began taking the action and drinking the water. So repetition reinforces goal-related behaviors. So it helps by doing the things, giving ourselves a pat on the back, and it helps installing the new beliefs. Summary and final thoughts here. The subconscious mind shapes the action. The RAS filter and focuses attentions on goals. and overcoming limiting beliefs leads to success. So the subconscious mind, the beliefs and the stories create the thoughts, create the feeling, create the action. That's a formula many people are using. I've used that too. For me, it's more and more like if we have something inside of us, a deep-rooted limiting belief that money is evil, we have that inside of us, and we will experience some kind of money is the root of all evil in our reality. So if we believe money is the root of all evil, it would be very difficult for you and me to create abundance of money in our reality. If we believe that money equals hard work, we will create in our reality that we need to work hard to create money. If we can install a belief that I am manifesting money magically every day, and we can really install that in our program, in our software, that will be what our system will create. I'm not saying this is easy, but I say it's pretty simple. And the RAS filters and focuses attention on goals. But again, if we have a limiting belief, whatever goal we set up, the limiting belief will often win. So we can help by being focused on the goal, being aware of the limiting beliefs. I don't think I shared this example here, but an example that I learned many years ago, and I've helped many of my clients with this example. You put up a goal on your vision board. You say, okay, I want to double my business, or I want to manifest the 100,000. And then you put your foot on the accelerator, on the speeder. That's the action you take. But what happens is that there's resistance in most people. So subconsciously, there's another belief going on that you don't deserve money. So you will create resistance. You will put a foot on the brake. Resistance like fear showing up, uncertainty showing up, doubt showing up. And also the mind will filter and will find the things that matches that deep-rooted belief. So you put your foot on the accelerator, but you also put the foot on the brake, and this is hurting like, ugh. This makes it so much struggle for most people. And I know what I'm speaking about because most of my life was struggle, struggle, struggle. But overcoming or letting go or whatever worked for one person, my experience right now is that there's not like one simple thing that will take all of this out, but I shared some of the principles, some of the techniques in this presentation. Being aware of the limiting beliefs and putting attention on them, feeling them, letting go of them, being kind and loving to ourselves, and also doing the things that helps us in the direction of what we want will help us override or overcome or install a new belief, whatever it is that actually will help us. But again, also something that I've experienced myself is that even though I worked with the limiting beliefs, and even though that I began creating money and my company from 1.5 million US dollar debt and created a company with 60 people and paid off my debt, when I sold that company and when I worked some years with myself, with looking really deep into all of these beliefs, and being more passionate, more kind and loving to myself, I also observed that as I did not focus on the money thing, well, I didn't experience that much money thing in my reality anymore. So there's also a saying that says what you focus on expands. So if you focus on the yellow card, that's what you see. That's where the rash coming in. So if you stop focusing on manifesting money, if you stop and it's kind of like not going to the gym anymore. So maybe you went to the gym for 5 years, you built, you put on the muscles, you sweated out, you lost some fat, you were healthy, but for some reason you stopped going to the gym. Guess what? 5 years after, probably you're back to where you were before the gym. Most people experience this. So it's about keep doing the the right things also, right? Keep taking the right action. Anyway, I hope this helped, and I look forward to see your comments and lots of love.